right, guys, you're welcome to our channel today. This is Trader C Brown. Welcome to week 34 on Gbpusd. So we are looking at British pounds, United States dollars today as our major currency pair. So if you've been watching us and following our YouTube channel, and you know that this channel has been helping you to understand trading and also master technical analysis, hit the like button right now. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't subscribed yet. Yeah, so we are looking at GBPUSD on week 34. This is week 34, and we expect the market to do something nice this week. But we're going to do some analysis. You know how we do it. We go through the technical, we go through the fundamentals, we go through the sentimentals. So we want to know exactly what the market is telling us from these three foundations of the market, three blocks of the market. So we're looking at these angles, okay, of the market. All right. So the first thing is, what happened last week? Well, this is the whole last week. We can see what the market did. It was a little bit bullish momentum to the upside, but a bullish consolidation movement. So it's like market was giving it 50-50 per trade. Remember, I told you on the analysis that what we saw on the fundamental that wasn't really pleasing, because we have much of the buys on the big guys were placing more contracts on the bullish candle, which I mean on the GU, what do you call it, British pounds. They were buying British pounds high. So we saw that they have a lot of contracts placed on British pounds compared to US dollars. So for that reason, we knew that there's going to be an issue in the market because the fundamentals was very clear. And it's like they were sharing almost 50-50 on both sides. So we have about 50-something%, 40-something% of the contract was on US dollars, while about 50-something% of contract was also on British pounds. So that's almost like 50-50. So we could see the two pair were being divided by these big guys. So there was a lot of consolidation last week. As you can see on the chart, we couldn't find a bear. In fact, for the past 2 weeks, we've been having this consolidation phase. How do I get to that conclusion? Well, let me show you something quickly. Let me just bring my tool here. If you see this low that was created the other time, all right, we see that low. Price eventually broke a little bit lower last week, but failed to continue lower because we can see that before now, price has been trading down from the 4-hour time frame. We can see a downtrend movement. All of a sudden, it halted. So we can see that now the market is consolidating within this box. We want to break out. For the past few weeks, about 2 weeks now, going to spanning into 3 weeks now, we can see that the market has been consolidating within this zone. So British pounds has been undergoing massive consolidation. But there's something I want you guys to understand. Just because the British pound is consolidating now doesn't mean that it's going to remain that way. The best thing is, if you don't know what you're doing, or if you don't understand what the market is doing, stay away from the market until it breaks out of this box. Okay, very important. So the first thing is, before we dive into the technical, let's look at the fundamentals. Okay, let's look at the fundamentals of what the market holds for us this week. When we say fundamentals, I'm not talking about the news report yet. I'm looking at what the COT data is talking about, what the big guys are doing this week. They've already released the report. We're going to be looking at some of those things. Latest on Tuesday, everything will be all coming in. But so far, we're gathering information already based on the software. We are looking at what the market is already preparing to do this week. So firstly, let's look at what we have on our watch list. So on our watch list, as we can see, if we will stick to only, first of all, stick to only major pairs for now, only major pairs. If we will stick to only major pairs for now, we'll see that British pounds is still very bearish. I mean, GBP USD is very bearish. is still a bearish market. Euro USD is still a bearish market. Now, what we want to find out is more details about these figures that we see here. So one look at the COT data. If the COT data is still the same, the bias is still the same, then we are going to still have that consolidation for this week. So let's see what the COT data is telling us for this week. First of all, we want to look at the smart money trackers. We want to see what these big guys are doing. Remember, I told you this indicator, this software, I got it from one of my mentors, and the software is doing so well. So I believe it's going to help a lot of us trading some of these pairs this week to understand what the market is doing really. So first of all, this is all about fundamentals. This software is all about fundamentals. It tells you everything about fundamentals that you need to know, summarizing the whole report in one place. So yeah, so just in case you're interested in it, obviously hit me up, let me know. I will get you connected, or you can contact the founder himself and get the software if you want. All right, so now here is euro. We can see that the bigger picture here, the big guys are buying much of euro this week. Again, it still remains, euro is still on top, it's still topping. Now it's not the first, it was second the other time, now it's not the first. So we see that British pounds is now in the third position. So what that tells us is we should expect more push to the upside this week, because we see that the British pounds has increased to 69 in contracts this week. They have increased their contract. How would you know that? Well, first of all, we see that last time we had, okay, they've reduced, they had some contract. Now we have 90 something. We had 80 something the other time. Now it's 90 something. So we can see that they have more, but we'll come into detail of that. Let's look at US dollars. US dollars also have added a little bit to their contract this week. So we have 57 against 69. So you can see that it's almost the same issue that we're going to be having like we had last week. So let's look at, first of all, the US dollars right here. Now on the US dollars, where is it? Where is it? All right, there. So US dollars, we still have a little bit, obviously you can see the difference. Okay, see the difference here. Let me just mark it so you can see. This is British pounds, okay, 69, and this is US dollars, okay, 57. You see that? So long, you see that? So this is where the conflict is going to be in the market, right here. So if what we're supposed to see is that one should be shorting high, the other one should be shorting longing high. You get it? So we'll be able to have a good trade in the market. We're supposed to have something relating to this kind of price, like you have a 36% against 69. That would be nice. We'll be able to trade very well. But right now, what we have is more like 50-50 in the market. So it's not a good display that we're seeing right now. It's not a good thing. We are not seeing the report so far. It's not good. It's not good when it comes to GU. That means we're still going to have a consolidation phase this week. So probably this whole month of August, we're going to be having consolidation on GU until the end of August, till we get into September. So hopefully that will not be a problem to many of you. But let's see more details. Let's go deeper into the pair itself. Let's look at the pair itself. Okay. Now, one look at British pounds pair. Now, if you see right here, this is the primary asset. What is the primary asset? The primary asset is the quoted, which is the base currency. The base currency is the primary asset. Now, the quoted currency is the secondary asset. Now, as you can see right here, 65, you can see that. You see, it's telling us that what we just saw is the same thing. The bias is 12%. What does that mean when you say bias is 12%? is actually telling us that is under a probability that the market is going to go bullish, because the bias, as we can see, that is 12%, is going to be bullish otherwise. So that means it's going to be pushing up. As you can see on the chart, price has crossed from being at the bottom, now going up. So if you observe, this is July 21st. So that means towards the ending of July, the market started shifting from selling, okay, to bullish, started pushing back up. We'll look at the chart to confirm that in a moment. Just mark the dates. And from 16th of July to 18th of July, we saw market shift into the bullish momentum. So you can see all through August, as we can see here, the market has shifted to the upside, and which obviously is telling us that it might still go bullish on GU, but expect a consolidation trend. That means a trade that will be consolidating. So it might go bullish and then smash all the way down, go bullish again, smash all the way down, just the way it has been trading. So that's what this is telling me when I'm looking at these data right here. So let's look at the sentimental and see exactly what we will be doing with this. So on the sentimental, remember, we are going against the crowd. So on the sentimental, if we look at GU right here, right now, we can see British pounds at the moment, okay? British pounds at the moment is 50 against USD 49. What is the difference? They are almost the same. So obviously we know we're going against the crowd, but that's where the pressure is. The crowd is trying to push the price up, but we know normally that this kind of setup is dangerous. It's consolidation phase. This is a consolidation setup. You don't want to trade this kind of thing. This is like this one. This one is better. This one is positive. You want price to be within this range, not like this. You can't trade this. This is consolidation setup. We'll be having now. If I turn to these two pairs, you see how they have been trading for the week. They've been consolidating, and these are the two among the major pairs. These are the two pairs that has been trading in most consolidation. Okay, so let's move on to the chart now. Now we understand the sentimental and fundamental that we're looking at. When I mean fundamental, if I go to major pair, for instance, and go to USD, remember this is all fundamentals. It has nothing to do with technicals. Just to understand what the market is doing in the back office, what these big guys are doing, what they're planning to do. So we have that is very bearish. So there was going to be a fight back from the sellers. That's what it's telling us. If we have this bullish momentum on the COT data, as you can see, look at the COT data here. It's telling us it's going to be bullish from both sides. So USD is going to be strong, and then British pound is going to be strong. So what does that mean? There's going to be a conflict. So there will be a fight back. So the market will push up and then smash down again. Push up, smash down. Push up, smash down. Why? Because it's going to be like 50-50 in the market. So that means you're going to be trading like a consolidation. So how do we position ourselves to trade this? That's when we will not look at the technical analysis in a moment. Just give me a sec. We'll be able to talk about that. So that's what we're seeing there. And again, in addition to that information that I just shared with you, we can see historically the market looked as though it dropped, but the percentage at which it dropped was very low. So it wasn't a strong drop compared to what will happen in September, or compared to what happened previously in June, or what happened in July. This was even 18%. But right now, we're seeing that it's actually a struggle. So we will look at more details on that. For instance, we're seeing that every other information, so we're going to explain that in some other time. But this is overall what the market seems like. But it's not going to go in that direction as we're looking at it because of the COT data telling us what the big guys are planning to do. So now let's look at the economic calendar. Again, what is the news about this week? Now, August 21st, which is going to be from tomorrow, we have Euro strong medium. We have Euro news coming in. So we have Euro in the morning. So we're going to have 1, 2. So we have 2 medium report on Euro USD. So for those of you trading Euro USD, mind the market tomorrow. Be careful. So that's what we have tomorrow. Then after that, on the 22nd, is going to be when we'll have other news coming in. So on the 22nd, which is on Tuesday, we're going to have high impact news coming in, PMI and retail sales. We have a lot of this PMI coming in next on Tuesday. So then on Thursday, the same thing. On Wednesday, the same thing, which is August 23rd. We're going to have more PMI coming in on USD, New Zealand, Australian dollars. So pay attention to these currency pairs as they will be releasing reports on these things. So now let's move to the technical. Haven't done all of this. Let's move to the technical. Now, remember what we saw on the technical 50, almost 50-50, 56, 56.69. So we want to look at exactly how we want to trade this market in 4-hour time frame. So the first thing is, what do you see? If it is going to be consolidation, therefore we're going to look at price trading on this zone. So waiting for price action at this zone. So what you want to do is to catch the top and catch the bottom. What I mean by that is wait for price to trade to the bottom and then wait for price action at that bottom and then expect it to buy from that bottom and then let it go up. Now, what I mean by that is look at the whole week. Price traded by pushing up from a Monday, drop, pushed back up on Monday, and then on Tuesday it started by pushing up. Then on top, before the end of that Tuesday, it dropped. Let me increase my candle so you can see it. Okay, now it pushed up, like you can see on Tuesday, price pushed up, and then before the end of that, they pushed back down, but it didn't break the low. Then the next day, which is Wednesday, push up crazily, and then what happened? The end of the day, push back down. So the next day again on Thursday, push up crazily, and what happened again? They push back down. So the next day on Friday, push back up again. What happened? And push back down. So you can see what's going on. So it tried to push back down at the end of the day, but it failed. So what we're looking at now, even though is a consolidation market, we still have that the market is still bullish in a way. It's trending up. But what it failed to do now, it could not break this previous high. So when the market open now, we're going to have new high at this level. Okay. And then recent low, which is here. So what we need to do now is to watch out what the price action will be here. So for instance, what do you mean price action? We need to wait for price to break either to the low side. If it break to the low side, this is 4-hour candle. You want to wait for the candle to close to break to the low side and break this low. If it does, then you're going to be looking for more opportunity to sell if there is any pullback. So you're going to set to the zone, because if you measure from here to this zone, that's about 56 pips. Okay, so for day trader, that's not a bad idea. So you'll be able to wait for a pullback into that zone and then a drop, or alternatively wait for price to push up. Okay, and you'll be waiting for price action at this level. Just a minute. You'll be waiting for price action right here at the top. Okay, you want price to come up here and then you wait for a push down again, or you target this equal high, wait for price to push down again. Now, this is a very tricky trade. I would tell you personally, it's a tricky trade, because you may lose money, you may win, depending on how good you are to follow your strategy to trade this. But altogether, we could see that the market is giving us this kind of momentum to the upside. Okay, why? Because of the COT data telling us that more bullish presence on British pounds. We can see that the big guys are placing more contracts on British pounds. Okay, so it's riding on that coaster. Now remember, I mentioned that the market started consolidating from this month. if you check July 2016, all right, we had price push up, push down, and that was it. So after this drop, immediately we step into August, we started seeing consolidation phase. So if you check what I showed you on the remember what I showed you on the fundamental COT data, we saw that price moved from the bottom to the top, and the bias has turned to a bullish bias, which is a very low momentum. The bullish is a low momentum, it's not strong, so be careful. So what do we expect? I'm expecting a breakout. I'm going to be expecting a breakout. Personally, I may not be trading GU this week, depending on what I see. So I'll wait for price to take out this high. If you can take out this high, I can wait for a pullback into that zone, and I'm going to buy. That's what I'm waiting for this week. And if I see this price action, I'm going to look for price to buy here. But if it doesn't play out that way, let's say alternatively price come this low, take out this low, and then the obvious low that I'll be looking at for is this low. I will want price to break again outside this low, and I'll wait for a clean pullback or into the zone, and I'm going to sell. So when I see that happen, I'm going to sell, because I'm looking for a break of structure out of the zones, first to the upside or to the downside. If this happens, then I'm going to be looking for either direction to sell or buy. But at the moment, as long as price is trading inside this box, inside this zone consolidation box, I am not going to take any trade. So expect this price to play around this zone for a while until it breaks out. That's what we're looking for trade. So at the moment, GU, in my summary, looking at the sentimental, looking at the fundamental, and also looking at the technical analysis overview, I can see that GU is not ready at the moment for a good trend movement, because my strategy is based on trending. I trade based on market structure and trends. So if the market is not giving me good structure and trend, I may not be able to use my strategy to catch this trade. So be careful, guys. As you know, many people have lost their account this week and last week. So it's because of what GU is doing. So I believe you guys enjoyed this video. I want you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also share it. And then let us know what you think. For those of you interested in learning more about trading, hit us up on the Telegram group. We have the Telegram group link in the description below. Join us and then follow us, and let's see what we can share together. All right, so there's so much more to learn. Let's wait for the Euro USD analysis after this video. You should be able to watch that video around the screen. It should be pop up and you will watch it for Euro USD forecast. But until then, have a beautiful week to trade week 34. I hope it's going to be an amazing week for profit. Otherwise, stay away from the market. Thanks, guys. Have a beautiful day.